Okay, so sinking in. Let's just take some breaths in, lifting up. And exhale down through the center. Inhale, lift. Breathing in as you rise. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hold it here in the center. And then we'll float the arms out. And then sweep across to your right side. And then pull back. And again on the right side. Pull. And sweeping back. And one more. So open up the shoulders and the chest. And then across to the left side. You can straighten out that right knee. Sweeping it in. And back. And in. And back. Inhale, lift. Holding here, let's sweep across. Open up the side body. Back to center. And across. Just soften through your neck. And in and across. So really feel into your feet. Draw the belly to the spine. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And one more. Side to side. Taking things through threes today. And over. Nice. And then roll down gently. Now drop the hands down towards the floor. Relax your hands on the floor. Lots of knee bend here. Just sway from side to side. Easing into your knees, straightening out. Don't go too far. Never pushing to pain. Just ease out. Warming through your legs. Settle gently into the middle. And soften in. Allow your body to hang down. We can hold on to the elbows and just rock them forward and back. Just observe how you're holding your elbows and then switch your arms around. Rock forward and back. And then resting into the floor, plant your hands nice and wide in the floor and float yourself up to a nice straight arm line and a flat back. Engage your belly to your spine. Bring your hands into your shins and push against your shins and push your legs back in towards you. And then relax down to the floor. Bend the knees lots. Hands to shins and lengthen up. Draw that chin into the chest, nice and long through the back of the neck. Exhale, bend the knees and relax down. And one more, hands in, stretch, straighten up the legs. And gently release. Good. From here, let's just imagine that we're rolling the body up nice and gently. We don't imagine, we do. Lifting up here. And then as we come down this time, I want you to visualize that you're taking off your jumper. Not that you want to in this weather. Keep it on, open up. And release, coming down. Big circles. Circle those arms across the body. Open up. And release. One more. All the way around. Curl the arms out in front of you like you're pulling off a jersey overhead. Nice. And then link the hands behind you. Link the fingers in. Open the fronts of the shoulders. Sweeping the hands away. And then in. So you're just going to turn, stay where you are, but you just lengthen out here. And in. One more. Open the chest and the shoulders. Lengthen through the collarbones. And then release the arms up. And folding in. Bring your hands to support yourself. Bring your feet into hip width. And then roll and stack your spine all the way back up. Inhale, lift the arms. You're going to come in through some awakening breaths. So folding down nice and easy. And then rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. One more, just normal like this. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Now we're going to come up to the toes. Down, rise to the balls of the feet. Pause. And fold. And rise and lift. Woo. And fold. One more. And lift. Good. Let's keep going with this. This time we'll lift, stay on your right side, lift your left knee, hold, and release. And lift. Pause and balance. Check out one side to the other. And release. Lift. Ooh. You can pause here. Always take that if you need it. Lift, down. Good. Fix that eye, gaze on something that doesn't move. One more each side. Lift. And down. Starts to warm you up, these breaths. Okay, we're going to continue with the same kind of move, lifting up. Release the arms wide. You're going to hold the knee and release to the side. Hold and in, lift. Exhale, inhale, arms go wide, hand on knee, out wide, 2, 3, lift. Better one side than the other. Exhale, rise, float the arms wide, round 2, open, push out the floor, lift, and down, rise, hold, extend, stand really tall. One more each side, lift, and down. Can't remember if we've done one or stand, lift. Now if you can and you want to, take the challenge on this side, peace fingers between your foot and push it away. It's a little bit of a longer position in your hamstring. Coming in, safely put it down, lift, exhale, and rise, widen, hold, release, maybe, maybe not, your choice, extend, 2, 3, and in. Good. Take a forward fold and relax it down gently. Good. Okay. So we're going to turn gently onto the mat, sideways on. Let's walk our feet back into our downward facing dog. So hopefully feeling a little bit warmer now. Rolling through. Sink the knees down and press back into your child's pose. Let go. So find some length, depth in through your hips. Set the knees nice and wide if you need to. Soften into the forehead and just relax into the arms. Take 3 nice long breaths here and just observe how you feel into that rib cage. Let go and open in through the breath. And one more in and out through the nose. Okay. We're going to come through some sun salutations now, nice and simple. Bringing the arms forward as far as you can and come up, tuck the toes, push the heels nice and low. Pedal out through your heels. And from here, let's float our body forward into our plank. Belly strong to spine, knees down. Untuck the toes. We'll come back from that child's pose and then forward into our nice low hover all the way down. Block is in the way. Nice. And now out to cobra, soften into the elbows, rising up gently and releasing. So feel the stretch in through, right from the pelvis, all the way up through into the sternum. Widen your collarbones. Exhale, lower. So as you rise, try not to tighten up through the lower back. Set the feet wide if you need to. Elbows can stay on the ground. And let go. Hands are coming under the shoulders. And then tuck the toes. Stay on your knees, pushing up. And then rolling all the way back. Bringing yourself in through a cat-cow onto all fours. Hands are under shoulders. Plant your fingers so your pointer finger faces forward. Okay, or maybe your middle finger. Just see how your hand lies on the ground and think about your wrist line and that there's no pinch points in that wrist. Just swaying the hips from side to side. Often in class, You'll see people who are like kind of like this, or, you know, twisted out slightly. One hand's maybe in front of the other one. So just be mindful where you plant your hands and where you plant your feet. This is really important. So from here, let's push up into our cat stretch. Rounding out through the back, nice and long in the arms, and then release down into a cow. So you're just taking your spine from flexion to extension. In our cat, we flex up, finding space between the vertebrae, chin to chest. Eye gaze is back. And then all the way down in the opposite direction, dropping through, tipping the tailbone high, looking up, widening your collarbones. Maybe taking your chest slightly forward if you don't mind a bit of weight through your hands. It's entirely up to you. Let's go one more. Roll through. Nice and high. Just how my cat pushes its back up in the morning, in between sleeps, and release. Nice. So we'll work into some spinal rotation from here. Inhaling, lifting your right hand up nice and high, and then thread that arm through and let it come down. So find the space in the floor, find that your hips stay nice and high, give yourself some room for the rotation. Push into the floor with that stationary hand, and then take yourself a little bit more twist. Then coming up, inhale, watch the hand come all the way up, stacking the shoulders, open through your spine, and then slide through the same side. Same side, let's go 3 here. Pushing up, inhale, lift, 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 and exhale, threading through. Nice, and from here, let's release and come into the floor. From here, let's just come into the other side. Inhale. On the first one, just find some time to settle where you want to be. Shoulder, side of your head. Relax, find length in the neck. Inhale, lift. And twisting through. Inhale, lift. So we don't want to race in between these moves. Think about the journey on the way through, what happens to the back, the rib cage. Last one. And rise. And land. Good. So from here, let's tuck the toes, come off of those knees, pushing back into the heels. Pedal through your heels. Right and left and right and left. So roll through the feet, find some length in through your plantar fascia. Your hips are nice and high. And we're going to come from here into our downward facing dog and then float forward into plank. Okay, hold in that nice static plank position, knees down if you need it. And from here, just push up, land through the heels and pedal through the heels. So that's your mini flow. We're coming in through from here. So float forward, inhale. Stacking the shoulders in line, hold, and then pushing up and back. Pedal through the heels. 2. And finding, we pedal through the heels, give our lower back a little bit of movement. Okay, one more forward. Inhale. You can always come down to here if you need it. Pushing up and back. Drop through those heels. Doesn't matter if your heels don't land, that's fine. And we'll float forward, coming down through knees, elbows nice and tight, like you're holding paper under your elbows, and then we'll hover down. Find those cobras again, releasing out through the hands, rising up, and release. Now bring the hands in just a little bit more. We're going to go 2 more. As we rise on this one, we'll lift and roll, look round to the right shoulder. Rotate that right shoulder back, and then down. And then up, and then left shoulder, round. And then up, and back down. Good, and from here, You can bring the hands in, start to peel the body off, using the hands, using the back initially, squeeze the shoulders in, and then use the hands, push, peel the front body off the ground. Knees can stay down, and then roll gently down, allowing your spine to uncurl as it rolls down. Go 2 more here. Now, if you want to, you can stack your hands and come into this fist position where the wrists stay nice and straight. Rising up, 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 so you get a little bit more height. And if you struggle with the flexion in your wrists, so your wrists mine don't like too much flexion, this is a great option for you. So coming up, up, up. And obviously, the height is governed by you. You don't have to come as high, so you can keep nice and low in your cobra. If you want to come a little higher, as we push up through here now, we rise, push, squeeze into the tops of the feet, and the thighs might come off the ground as well, and the knees. Good. So dropping the knees, pushing your hips back to your heels. Take your time here because you've come from an extension, and then we're working back into this flexion or a back bend here. Forward bend, sorry. Let go. And coming up gently. Let's tuck the toes. Walk the hands back into the feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat here. Let go. Halfway lift, into hands into shins, and chin draws into chest, nice and long in the body. Forward fold back in. And then restack your spine, coming all the way up as we lift. Now inhale. Hands gently down through prayer. Feel the feet into the ground. Feel the stems of your thumbs in towards your sternum. Sway gently side to side. Engage the belly to the spine. Finding your still point. Plug yourself in through the places in your feet. In through your big toe mound, little toe, and back through the heels. And then we inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the floor. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Now you're going to walk your hands out towards the plank. So hands are under shoulders. Knees are down on the ground if you need it here. Okay. Pushing back to your downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, we take a variation. The knees are bent, lots and lots of knee bend. Tip the tailbone nice and high, and then drop the nose towards the floor. Good. And then straighten out the legs, and then float forward. Feel the hamstrings extend. Okay, and then back. And then up to your tippy toes. Bend your knees lots here. So the upper body, the chest drops towards the floor. Tip the tailbone high. And then straighten out those legs. Feel the hamstrings. One more. Forward. And then one more back. So brace into your rib cage. Push the floor away from you. Fill up into the shoulders. And then pushing back. Building strength here. So up to the tippy toes. Big knee bend. Tailbone lifts. Nose towards the floor, armpits towards the floor, and then float gently forward. Nice. Come all the way down, knees down if you need it. And release the feet, release the hands gently behind you. So you're going to go palms of the hands up, shoulders are back, head lifts, eye gaze is slightly forward. Good. Now we're going to lift the arms. Take your thumbs into the side of your thighs and then float the arms wide. And then forward. The hands forward if we're harder. And then pull back. Okay? Take them out towards the front. Now if that's too hard, you just go fingers down. Same thing applies here. Wide, fingers down. Option here. Okay? Back in. Little fingers in towards your thighs. Engage the belly and then lift the legs gently. Lift the shoulders, the chin's tucked in, the eye gaze is towards the floor, so the spine is long. Okay, coming round, keep the feet up if you can. Bringing the arms wide, option fingers down. Draw the belly into the spine. Arms are forward, elbows bend. Breathe nice and easy. Back in and back around. Pretend you're having a great time. Little fingers in. And then relax it all down. Roll the shoulders forward. Take the right ear to the ground and just let go. Three breaths here. Okay, let's go round two. So, as we come up gently, I'm going to turn so that the thumbs are in towards the thighs this time. So not the little fingers, the thumbs. We turn those in, okay? And as we come around here, we'll rotate the hands around. So we bring in that shoulder work on the way, okay? So the thumbs are pulling in. What do we have in before? Little fingers. Thumbs are in this time. Hold, lift, chin's in. We lift, well, one round with the feet down, one round with it up. So thumbs are in. Now draw the belly in off the floor. Engage and stay strong in your core. So we draw up to the ribs pull down to hips and we're squeezing in here. A little bit active in through the glutes, but we don't lift the belly by lifting up like this, okay? So we just stay passive through this hip line. The core engages and just floats up. Thumbs are in. Neck is long. As we rotate through here, rotate the arms, float, kiss the thumbs together, and pull back. Okay? Hands are coming up. Option, hands on carpet. Come wide, rotate the hands, and bring it in. Now lift the legs up, hold, thumbs are in, float the arms, rotate the arms, squeezing forward, pulling back, eye gaze down gently in front of you, about 1 meter, and float round, rotate, thumbs lead, in, and relax. Left ear to the ground. There you go. That's all over. It's quite astounding how difficult that move is, isn't it? There's lots going on though. Everything in the whole of the back of your body is switched on when you're doing those moves, which is why we find ourselves kind of gasping for a bit of breath. Okay, so when you're ready, bring yourself up, push your hands under your shoulders and sink back. Just take your time to press, rock from side to side, rocking back and forward. Take some circles from here, or semicircles. We'll come up, roll up across the hands, and then sink the hips back to the heels. And then go the other way. So when we've come in from any of those back extension moves, okay, like the prone work we've just done, it's always nice just to take our time to stretch back out through the spine. I think so, anyway. It's not a vicious rumor, it's real life. Sinking back. Nice. And then we tuck toes. Let's come in through the legs now. So pedal up through your heels. Let's come up through the right leg and we'll step the right leg in through between the hands, dropping your back knee down. Find some depth in your hips. Foot is flat and the knee is in line with your ankle here. Push back and find some length in your hamstring. And we're just coming back into the front here. Forward and back. Good. And forward and back. So a little half split, finding that hamstring. One more. Dropping out. Now from here we tuck the toe behind us, lift up through the heel, Bring your hands to the inside. For ease, you may toe heel your foot to the outside of your mat and step your foot back. Pedal out through your heels. Come in through your vinyasa flow. You can flow through here, plank, knees down if you need it, elbows in, all the way down. You can take that upward facing dog on your fists if you want to, or stay down here in this cobra with me. Lift and lower. Good, hands are in, tuck toes, pushing back, sink, and then find your downward facing dog. Let's work into the other side. So inhale, lift the left leg, and step the left leg through, and dropping gently into your back knee. So find a nice piece of space between your heel and your back knee. If you feel your knee is here, okay, when you come into your hamstring, it's going to be hard, and this knee will drive forward, okay? So support yourself here and edge the knee back if you need to. So we get the hip flexor opener, we get the depth in the hip, and we get a nice length in the hamstring, okay? So lots going on here. Push back. You can walk your hands back, give yourself more support here if you need it. Exhale forward. And back. Check out your hip line. And forward. And back. And one more, just coming in. Good, and back. So the further forward we leave our hands, okay, the more intense that will feel in our hamstring. So you just gauge where and how you want that to feel. Tuck your toe, pushing back, and step. You can step this foot, so push out of the floor, lift your hips, back you go. Come in through your vinyasa flow, we'll float forward here. Exhale, lower. With our breath, inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time the right leg lifts up, but it opens. So this time we lift the leg and then we open the hips. So be mindful of the bottom foot, left leg stays down. Top heel comes in towards the top shoulder. Now let's curl through here. Let's crunch the knee in towards the chest. Pushing back. And again, into the chest. Pushing back. And then this one, we'll bring it through. Little challenge here, okay? Bring it through, pause it, flex the foot, then land it. That's a little bit harder, okay? From here, stay up on your back leg. Then we'll find this rotation in towards the knee. And then we'll bring it down. Now both hands are in and legs go straight, lifting your top foot if you want to. And then bend, land, rotate in towards the knee, and land, and pushing back. Doesn't matter how straight they go, they're just a little bit. And one more. Rotate, sink in the hips, rotate towards the knee, and land, and nice and long. Nice. And we're coming into those hands to the inside, so then the transition of the leg becomes easier. Push out of the floor, lift the foot, and back you go. And float forward. Let's give vinyasa here. Through, and rise, cobra. If you need to stay off those hands, that's fine. Rising up, and release. Hands are in, through your child's pose, and into your downward facing dog. So it's a little stronger in this side. With this open hip, left leg lifts, open hip. Knee drives into the chest, let's come in. Option here, okay, you can drop the knee to the floor. And on this one, we challenge our strength. Coming in, hold it here, hold, then land the foot. We got it? Sink. So from here, we're off the back knee, okay? It can come down if you need it to, but we're here. Rotate in towards the knee, land the hands, pushing up into your straight leg, front and back. or as straight as you can. Turning this toe up is going to make it feel stronger through the back of the knee. Rolling in and rotate. And in. So keep, as you come into that front leg, don't dump all the weight into the hand. I want you to really think about weight comes into the standing front foot as well. And rotate. Last one. And land and pushing back. And let's drop in. Toe heel the foot wider if you want to. And then we transition from the front to the back. Sinking in. Come in through your vinyasa or just hang out in your child's pose wherever you want to go. You come in, exhale, lower, inhale, lift, and then back to child's pose. So soften your elbows wide, bring your hands in together, drop your forehead and bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. Stretch out your triceps. Take 3 nice long breaths here. And maybe 4, maybe 5 breaths coming forward. Okay, so from here, let's stay on the forearms. Stay down on these forearms. You're going to work some, come off the wrist slightly, some work into some rotation work through the legs. So lengthen out your right leg, push it back behind you, lifting up, and then crunch it in gently. So we're almost taking a cat stretch here, finding the length in the spine. Pushing up and in. Bring it in. See if you can bring your nose and your knee together. Lift. So you've got to use your core here. Curling in. So we want 3. I think we did 3, but let's do 1 for luck. Curl. And up. Nice. Let's change sides and just do that same move. So level yourself out, make sure you're nice and steady. Lifting up, inhale. Crunching in. And up. And each one of these may come a little bit further. And in. And 1 more, and up. And in. So lots of abdominal work here to stabilize and bring it in. And bring it down when you've done. Nice. Stay on those forearms. Link the hands in together here, so get some more stability. Link your fingers. Elbows are wide and your hands are down. So we're going to back to that right leg. From here, we're going to push up. So have a look at the move. We go up and in, leaving the knee bent, and out and in. Pushing up like you're kicking the ceiling away from you, and in, and like you're a man dog peeing on a post out wide here. Okay, and in. Good. 1 more. Push. So working some hip mobilizing here with our core to stabilize us. In and relax. Let's come to the other side. Pushing up, flex the foot, kick that foot nice and high. Open the front of your hip. In. Don't drop the knee, just come to the side, out. And in. Push. Use the breath. Center and out. And in. So mindfully moving. So using connection in through our core, our hips, stabilizing into the ground. And bring it in, and we come into our next combination. So this one will take the right leg long, foot stays down in the ground. We lift the leg, and it's a straight leg this time. Okay, we're coming round as far as we can, little toe touch on the floor, and then all the way round, 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 squeezing the thighs together, and then see if you can kick your water bottle over, squeeze, and then up and over. It's a straight leg, round. There's only 3, round. So as you bring your leg to the width, that's a really long position, and it works in through the obliques. And to stabilize your shoulders, 1 more. And squeeze it round. Now I want you to leave this foot back here, just about to kick my water over, and then push into the sole of the foot. So put the ball of the foot in the floor, and then come forward and back, squeezing back, back, and back. And now bend into that back knee, squeeze those knees together, and then sink back. So you're going to feel a stretch into that right hip, stretching back. Take it as far as you need to, okay? It's quite nice pushing back and releasing out through the shoulders. Stretch and open through your IT band, through the outside of your hip. And releasing back. And when you're ready, just unravel that one. Sinking in. We're going to come into the other side. I'll navigate myself around here somewhere. So let's push up and long. So the foot nice and long behind you. Sweeping the leg wide. Tapping down. And then all the way around, 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 crossing that leg through, a little tap on the floor, around, tap, using the core, stay stable in your spine, 2, everything's off the floor, it's just a real light tap on the floor, 3, and hold it here, pushing into the ball of the foot, pushing back and forth. So open up the plantar fascia through the bottom of your foot, nice and long, mobilize your ankle, and do 2 or 3 there, 3 probably, we're on a 3 today, aren't we? Knee to knee, and then sinking back into those hips. You can walk the elbows back a little bit if you want to. There is a transition here back into a cow face pose, but I don't know. Tuesday morning knees might not cope with that. 3, rocking into those hips, sink back into it, hold it if it feels good, and rolling gently through. Nice, coming up to all 4s, and then sweep the hands behind you, relax out through the forehead, and let go through your shoulders. I feel a bit warmer in the hips. Push gently into the floor with the backs of your hands, your palms are up. And as you do this, try to engage the belly into the spine and fill up into your shoulders. So the neck is neutral, the forehead stays down, and we're just lifting up through the torso. Lifting up through the hips. A little bit of energy in through here. And gently coming in. So here we're going to open up through the shoulders. So as we come in through this one, we'll come down. I'll just show you one. We're going to lengthen out. Okay, taking the right hand out. Support yourself here. The left leg floats over, and we roll over onto this shoulder. So this is a pretty strong stretch for the front of the shoulder here. We've been in the shoulders a bit. So as we come over, hold for a moment. Just take a moment here. Inhale, exhale. And then as we come through, just transition, switching. Now, the further forward you have your arm, the harder it's going to feel. The further back you have your arm, the easier it's going to feel. So if we just take it wide, see how you go. Roll over into it gently. So you'll feel that shoulder stretch. The foot comes over. More stretch by pushing in this hand. Easy, easy push. And then less by just rolling back off a bit, okay? And then we transition back open. So we'll go through each side. Rolling through, Opening up, the hip stays nice and high. Soften through your breath, the back of the side of the head is down. And releasing. So just take your time. This is about how you feel. You might feel like you want to pause on one side longer than the other. Foot can come down to the floor to find stability. Nice. And just rolling through. And when you've done 3 pairs of these, just come back into center, pushing yourself gently back and sink in through the hips. So we've gone a little wider into our hips now, so tucking our toes, we'll push back into our downward facing dog. And we're going to step the right leg forward outside the mat, and then bring the left one outside the mat also, sinking in, and then we'll rise up nice and high, come up slowly, lift. So from here, take a gentle side bend, engage the belly to the spine and the side bend. Nice, and then through the center, heels pull in, toes are out, dropping down into the depth of your Hindi squat. Now you might want to stay higher, that's fine. You're going to bring your hands down to the floor, stepping your right leg back and your left leg back. Downward facing dog. And let's lead with the left this time. So the left leg, maybe it comes up and then it steps out wide. Okay? And then wide. So you're wider in your hips, knees are wide, feet are wide. And then we'll rise up. And then take that gentle side bend. And side bend. And dropping down. So if you want to make your practice a bit more dynamic, from here you might step back or jump. Entirely up to you. Don't have to jump. From here, let's go right side again. Right step, or you can, if you want to, jump forward. So there's an option to make things dynamic. Make sure you land nice and light. And rising up. And leaning in. And the other side. Nice, and fold. Good, and stepping back. Nice. Dropping into a very wide knee child's pose here, really wide. Set the toes in together, the knees super wide. And dropping out. Now I want you to focus on stretching your arms forward and dropping the chest down. The chin stays in the ground, the eye gaze is forward. Three breaths here. Nice and deep into those hips. I'm going to keep into that wide knee position. Walk your hands back to give yourself some height in the chest. And slide your arm through. Let's find a rotation. Stretching out. Just be one arm. And then release up. And to the other side. And rising up gently. Nice, toe heel those feet in together. We're going to come from here into our swan pose. So let's lift up. One leg, doesn't matter. You're going to come through, sink in, find the length, the toes behind you. And then we'll drop down here into your hips. If this is too much, the straight leg behind you, you're going to bring this knee in, okay, and come into our deer pose. Hands are wide, and you can just drop in and mobilize into your hip in the front here. Take 3 nice nourishing breaths down here. So transitioning up, come a little taller in this posture, and then open yourself to the side. So we open towards the front foot, and the back leg comes in, and holding on. So because we open up, it means that we can obtain this quad stretch just a little easier, holding on. So flexing our toes in this position is crucial because we want to look after our knee joints, all right? Big tick for that. Nice. So soften your shoulders and then relax it down. Hands turn around. So you can transition by just switching legs or push up, send it back, iron out any creases, and then bring the other leg through. Lift and coming in. Good. So flexing your foot, looking after those knees. Hamstrings nice and active, pressing away. You can drop into this one. Remember the option of the deer pose if you need it. Come in, bringing the back knee in. Give yourself time and space down here to take 3 breaths and let go. And coming gently up. Pressing in. When you've done your 3 breaths, we're going to ease out, push out of this front leg, holding on through the back, and sit nice and tall. So focus on your shoulders. Sometimes when you do this, this front shoulder lifts up somewhere, so let's just drop them down. Heel comes in as much as you can. Neckline nice and neutral. And hands come in, tuck your toes, pushing back and sweeping all the way back. Good. Coming in gently. Let's come round onto seated, roll down through. Good. So from here, we'll roll down through our spine. Open up through the arms, lift the knees up. Take a waterfall pose where we just push the feet towards the ceiling. Point and flex your toes. Let's bring the right knee into the chest. So hug behind the knee and take the knee wide, okay? Top leg goes up and down. Let's just float it up and down. 2 and 3. Nice. Let's drop it down. We're going to circle. Turn, circle round, down, circle round, and one more. Down and circle externally. Nice. Bring the legs back up. Point and flex. Rotate those shoulders back and down into the floor. Nice, bending the knee in. Okay, dropping left leg down and up. So bring the knee towards the armpit. So avoid the rib cage if you can. Really open up through your hip. 3 times down and up. And let's go down and then take it on a circle journey round, round, round. And center. Drop, round, and center, and one more. Down, circle, center, and then bend both knees. Just rocking side to side. Float the arms nice and wide. And from here, we keep the knees bent, drop the knees to the right side. Bring the back hand over, go palm to palm like you're lying on your side. And then visualize you've got a pencil in your top hand. You're going to draw a big circle overhead here, all the way round, 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 round. Keep your hand on the floor and open up, stretching through that lower back. Top leg goes long. Take hold of the foot if you can. Bend in those knees, curl the knees into the chest and rise up. Let's drop them to the other side. Over you go. Sweeping over, top arm comes over. Circling around overhead. Fingers stay down on the floor, open your shoulders. Top leg extends. And then bending that top knee in and center. Hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze here. And reach in up to the feet, lift the legs high, let's come to happy baby. Now in your happy baby, I want you to visualize you've got a pencil on the bottom of your foot and you're drawing little circles on the ceiling. So you just mobilize in through your ankles, your knees, your hips. Don't be afraid to rock from side to side. Just remember, if you topple over to the side, you've got to get back. Circle. And then change direction of those circles. That's a bit of brain training, isn't it? Circling in from the outside to in, or the inside to out. Try and go nice and long through the back of the neck and take the tailbone down as far to the floor as you can, so we have a nice long spine. Now from here, just rocking gently side to side. Extend the legs up. Can you reach, reach, reach to your toes? Lift the head, neck and shoulders. And then bring the soles of the feet in together. Keep hold of those legs if you can, pushing in. Lots of contact between your heels and your big toes and all four toes. Knees are wide, and just rock gently forward and back. And maybe side to side. Open through those knees and the hips, stretching your adductors. Now, holding on behind your knees. Let's roll up. And we'll turn gently into the front. Inhale, lift, find your easy pose. Flex the toes and get your heels up off the ground. And relaxing down, take your hand down to the right side and over. Now visualize you're dropping into that hand. Draw a nice big semicircle around, 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 around. And rise up again, lift. Lift, 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 and then over to the left. This is our active savasana today. Round, round, round. Reaching forward, doesn't matter where you get to, you might just get to your shins, ankles, knees, wherever, all the way down. And bringing those legs in. Star pose, sit nice and tall, lift. Find that traction through the shoulders, lengthen, sit really tall, dropping right ear to shoulder, left ear to shoulder. Iron out any creases in the side of your neck, chin to chest. And then we can cross the legs or stay in that position. Take a breath in. And thank you for allowing me to guide your practice this morning. Om Namaste. Well done, team.